a literature festival of this nature is very important to be held in a campus, as opposed to those which are held in other places in a more commercial setting. So I hope you will benefit and you will enjoy the modest offerings which are there. This is only a very small sample of the world of ideas in which India is exposed to. There are many other ideas. We could only get a few of them. But it's from this that at least a certain interest will be inculcated in you in exploring the wider dimensions of the world in which we live in.
Welcome to the second edition of Delhi University Literature Festival, which has been made possible in collaboration with Sarayu Trust as your title partner and Mr. Rahul Diwan for his consistent support. Our venue partner, Sri Ram College of Commerce, supporting partner, CPS Public School and Chintamani, our beverage partner, Coca-Cola, photography partner, Delhi College of Photography, our media partner, Sangam Talks, knowledge partner, Rishi Hood University, and our exhibition partner, Indian Council of Historical Research. Officiated by Delhi University, we are the largest student-run literature festival in India.
Thank you. Madam Principal, Dr. Balraj Pani, distinguished guests and students of Delhi University. Well, welcome to the second edition of this literature festival. I must confess that I come here under certain false pretenses because although billed as a director, my role has been confined to basically giving nominal introductions to the students of people I've got to know in other capacities. But still, this endeavor by students is very important for a number of reasons. Firstly, I think at the most basic level, in an age where reading has become discounted very, very severely, this is a modest attempt to reintroduce students to the world of books. Secondly, it is also very important to expose students to the fact that there are a number of ideas which are floating about the universe. That even if you agree or disagree, it's very important that you first know what these ideas are. So before you make a judgment, make sure your judgment is an informed judgment. It's a small endeavor in that respect. And finally, it is to expose students who are today, of course, predictably busy in their courses, etc., to a wider world. Not so much that this was necessarily going to help them in their immediate curriculum, but to expose them to the wider world so that your soft skills, as they were, can be harnessed. That you emerge from this as better citizens and more informed citizens and responsible citizens. It's for these reasons that a literature festival of this nature is very important to be held in a campus, as opposed to those which are held in other places in a more commercial setting. So I hope you will benefit and you will enjoy the modest offerings which are there. This is only a very small sample of the world of ideas in which India is exposed to. There are many other ideas. We could only get a few of them. But it's from this that at least a certain interest will be inculcated in you in exploring the wider dimensions of the world in which we live in. I thank you very much, and I thank particularly the students who've actually choreographed the entire event. They've also been the most active participants. I mean, I'm told that many of the volunteers have been here from 6 in the morning. This sort of dedication is really exemplary. And I thank you very much for giving your time and coming for this festival. Thank you very much. And finally, I would like to say thank you, Madam Principal, for giving the wonderful premises of Sri Ram College of Commerce for use in this way. Thank you.
Namaskar, Honorable Chief Guest, Padma Vibhushan, Sri Swapan Dasgupta ji, Principal Ma'am, Professor Simritkar ji, and distinguished guests and student friends. First of all, I congratulate you and your team for having this literature festival. Means just before that, I was talking to Principal Ma'am that Education Institute, generally the approach is holistic. And this college, particularly SRCC, it is famous for commerce. But this commerce college is celebrating this literature festival, which is good because we in the education field definitely will go for the holistic approach, and this one is good. And whenever you will go for the literature, it is not confined to only the literature. Means whenever the literature it is coming, some new innovative ideas, and whatever you are thinking in your mind, this literature festival, it is also helping in the science background, because I am from the science. I know means how the literature, means whenever you will find out the literature one, the new literature, it will help to do some research work in science also. I mean, it is just currently, means I will give some examples. Means here the iron pillar in Kutub Minar, and another one is the iron, it is used in the Konark temple in Odisha. This iron, the metallurgical system, means whether it's this, because of this literature, we came to know that what type of right now, this from the literature we have developed, this is the one paper. Nowadays, you are talking about the nanotechnology, nanotubes. These nanotubes, it is used in that time so that it reduces the oxidation and reduction process in the iron. So there will be no erosion, whether it is the standing before the sun rays and rains, everything. And here, our literature, definitely it will help to our university. This is Delhi University, it is conducting the literature festival, that too in SRCC, it is the great thing. And it is the international one, means some guests, they are from the abroad, they have also come. And definitely this type of literature festivals should be conducted more frequently so that everybody will be benefited. Means in the science, mathematics to science and literature is here, just like without mathematics you cannot move in science. Similarly, without literature, you cannot have the humanities or commerce or anything else. So literature has its own value. But you will have to recognize it in that manner, so definitely it will help us. And thanks to ma'am, that such type of literature festivals, if there is any festival, then you should conduct it in the SRCC, so it is very welcome step, and definitely it will help to our students, the faculties, and the research scholars, everybody. So again, I say thank you, namaskar.
Good morning to all of you. It is indeed my honor and a privilege to have all of you at Sri Ram College of Commerce, where we were able to take up this particular festival because the Delhi University was undertaking and had already committed to the Literature Festival, thinking of us as partnering them with them, especially as the venue partners, makes me extremely delighted. And I must at this point in time compliment Dr. Swapan Dasgupta ji, who as the festival director spearheads the entire game behind this literature festival. His modesty is unparalleled. He says, I'm not doing anything, it's the students who are doing. But believe me, the students cannot be motivated enough unless you have a committed leader behind. Thank you for taking up that role, sir. I also thank Mr. Balram Pani, Professor Balram Pani, as the Dean of Colleges, to be graciously accepting the invite to be with us. And I must compliment the entire University of Delhi team for taking forward several aspects of college functioning and clearing the files in no point in time. Thank you once again, sir, for being with us. We also have amidst us Mr. Satish ji, where we could spend some time in the committee room. There are dignitaries and professors from the university and faculty members. And a special mention to Mr. Karan Thapar ji, whose programs I think I can't say I've been seeing from the childhood because I don't want to say, but I think, sir, you've been there for decades. And I doubt if I've not seen any of your programs, and the way in which you conduct those programs, I wish some of those traits, not all can ever be taken by anybody else, but even if my students can match up to some levels of the way in which you undertake the interaction with your participants on the panel or whomsoever you're interviewing, would be a great achievement for us. Thank you for being with us. And of course, my very, very beloved students, both from Shri Ram College of Commerce and also the ones who've come from outside of Shri Ram College of Commerce, but belong to the University of Delhi family. I must compliment you because the way in which you have integrated and understood the geography of SRCC in no time is commendable. Because the escorting and other things are being taken care of largely by the DU students rather than only the SRCC students. So it's a collaborative effort. Thank you to all of you. Being the principal of a college which has been at the top for a very long time, and I must share with all those who are coming here for the first time or don't know much about SRCC, we are one of the only colleges of University of Delhi which has been able to get the #1 position in commerce ranking continuously for 20 years, and we are in the Hall of Fame of India Today rankings. The only two other institutions, they are not related to commerce education at all. We have the IISc Bangalore, and we have another institution, AIMS, which comes under this category. Of course, we will be celebrating 100th year in a year from today. So the achievements that we can speak of at this platform belong to the founding pillars, totally supported by every stakeholder who has contributed to the development of Shri Ram College of Commerce. And having you all here gives me immense pleasure because it's rightly mentioned by Professor Balram Pani, even though we are largely a commerce and an economics college, but conducting the Literature Festival of University of Delhi speaks volumes of our entire vision of providing holistic development to our students. And this kind of a program totally supplements the knowledge skills which our students get through the skill sets which they acquire whenever any program of this large scale takes place, and that too it's a 3-day event. So participating and collaborating with the University of Delhi also helps our students to broaden their horizons. When we discuss the Literature Festival and the kind of array of ideas that are going to be disseminated, the knowledge that is going to be created is going to be undoubtedly immense. And also it is said, a reader leads several lives. One who doesn't read lives only once. When we watch a television, we may get the same amount of information, maybe in a more depicted manner because you're seeing the color combination and you see the environment around you. But somewhere your mind gets blocked because everything that you would want is there on the canvas in front of you. But when you're reading a book, not only your sixth sense, but so many other actual vital senses are also working together, because the moment a scene is depicted in a particular book, you have to now start visualizing it. And that is the time your own creativity also comes up. But very truthfully said, somewhere down the line, the reading habits have actually are declining. Digital world has taken over our times. Sometimes even our mindsets are getting spoiled because of the immense exposure to the digital platforms. Understanding that the other person is always doing better because the social media always tries to reveal not necessarily the true picture at all times, is a small, from this emerges a small moral from my students. Don't ever get mastered by the technology. It is you who has to master the technology. And reading books is one way which will teach you the right amount of balancing, open up your vision, especially at the times when we are also now talking about the Viksit Bharat. Several kinds of topics can come up in book writing, and it's not just the fiction I'm talking. If you're discussing well-researched books, it could be in the area of history, it could be commerce, economics, touching aspects which go beyond economic growth. They could touch upon social discrimination, they could touch upon empowerment, it could be talking about upgradation of geographic distribution. So many aspects are there for each one of us. And understanding the growth path of India amidst what is happening across our neighbors and along the global environment is very important. Mitigating climate change, mitigating conflicts emerging from it, living in a sustainable environment are some of the things we all have to aspire to read and write. And this is, I'm sure, going to give the right platform for all the authors to be able to discuss their own thought processes while writing a book, inspire the budding writers to also contribute to book writing, and at the same time, initiate and inspire others to reinstate the love for the books where somewhere many of us forgot during our own aging process, including me. The avid reader I was is probably not what I am today. But I'm sure one of the lessons I would also be taking here is going back a little more into the reading style. So compliments to the team for taking it forward. My compliments to Shriram College of Commerce, entire team who's working for it, and best wishes, and do remain hopeful that the 3 days of deliberations remain very fruitful and inspiring for each one of us who gets an opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you once again.